right, great way to get this ball game started. Dave Roberts, Dodgers, and the Philadelphia Phillies playing the final game of this 3-game series. It has lived up to the hype with the team splitting the first 2 games. And the Dodgers have only scored 5 runs in the 2 games. They've all come off home runs. And that's been the way they've gotten the bulk of their runs this year. 2/3 of their runs almost have come via the long ball. Yesterday was Kike Hernandez with a 2-run shot. Michael Conforto with a solo shot and a 3-1 comeback win for LA after the Phillies took the first game 3-2. So we're ready for the final game, and the lineup for the Dodgers, presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers, has Ohtani leading off, and then Mookie Betts and Tommy Edman. Teoscar Hernandez bats clean up. Will Smith had yesterday off, but he's back in there doing the catching and hitting 5th. In left field, it's Michael Conforto. Max Muncy's at 3rd. He went into yesterday's game with 3 hits overall this year, and then had 3 hits yesterday alone. Kike Hernandez, of course, at first base and hitting 8th, and Andy Pages in center field batting 9th to round things out for the Dodgers. And you were talking about it during the pregame show. Really, both these lineups today, Glasnow, Sanchez, the pitcher, is going to have their hands full. Sanchez, 28 years old, and has made what Rob Thompson, his manager, calls one of the greatest transformations he's ever seen. 2 years in the big leagues, going back and forth between here and AAA. Had all kinds of power, no idea where it was going. He had a 5.74 ERA in those 2 seasons. The last 2+ years, EK, he's top 5 in the National League.
Yeah, and really it's been about control. I mean, those first couple of years, as you mentioned, up and down. He was starting, he was coming out of the pen. The strikeout to walk ratio was not great. But really, in the last year and a half, 2 years, he has been dynamite. And it'll be interesting today. You mentioned Dodgers are scoring a lot of their runs on home runs. This man has given up 1 home run this year, but through June of last year, it only given up 1 home run. So something's going to give today.
Yeah, one of the highest ground ball rates in baseball. Ohtani stands in. Dodgers at 9-1. The Phillies at 6-2. Off we go. A swing and a miss. And 96 from Christopher Sanchez. So he's an all-star last year, has that breakout season. Then he adds 20 pounds this winter. And his fastball's up 2 miles per hour from what it averaged last year, and 4 miles an hour from what it was 2 years ago. Showed off that stuff against the Rockies in his season debut on Monday, going 5 1/3, giving up just 1 run. Beat the Dodgers twice last year. Fires 0-2 and misses away. This is the pitch mix against LA last year.
Yes, really just a sinker changeup guy would mix in the slider. The difference this year, especially with that sinker against right-handed hitters, is he's starting it at their hip. And it's breaking over the plate. Oh, man.
Gets Ohtani on strikes to open the ball game.
This is lefty on lefty change, and you see that thing isn't running away. That's staying in. It's a great location, though. Down out.
Lineup coming up, and a light rain beginning to fall. Kind of a mist settling over Citizens Bank Park here. So ponchos coming out. Sanchez to Ohtani. Struck him out quickly his first time. Struck out the first 2 hitters that he faced, Ohtani and Betts, and it was like, uh-oh, this might be a long day. And then Hernandez got him with that 2-out homer. Within 2.
Much like the first at-bat, Sanchez got ahead of Shohei 0-2.
Breakout season last year and a new extension. The lefty's 1-2 pitch. Oh, baby. With Marchand being set up inside, didn't get the call there.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of plate, but as you mentioned, the target. Had to move from one side of the plate to the other.
So from 0-2 to 2-2, and strike 3. A lefty-lefty change. Same way that he finished him off the first time.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Joe, the lefty-lefty change. This one up in the zone. First at bat was down out of the zone, even bounced, but
Turner's at third and Harper's at second. Really working on those cleats. It'll be hard to go compete when your mind's that caught up in something.
Yeah, well, he's got no footing. I mean, he's slipping every time. He can't get any traction because that mud gets in between the spikes.
This is the first time in 8 years Tyler Glasnow has walked 4 batters in 1 inning.
You know, it's one of those things that usually they'll have a popsicle stick out there behind the mound, and you can use that to try and get the mud out from in between the cleats. But the problem is where they have tried to firm up the mound, that area has become muddy now because they add some of that, you know, dry dirt and everything. And while it dries things out, doesn't do wonders for your spikes because, again, you can't catch on to anything. You just slide.
And he can ask for the game to be stopped for it to be worked on.
But it's not going to be much better. It's just they're going to put some more of that dry dirt. It's still going to be clumpy, and you're still going to get mud on your spikes.
And this looks like it's going to be it. Dave Roberts is going to come out and take the ball from Tyler Glasnow, who cruised through 2 innings, but then one of the worst innings of his career right here in the 3rd. Top of the order for the Dodgers, a strike on Ohtani, who was struck out both times against Sanchez. Six total Ks for Sanchez, and through 2 starts, his strikeout rate double what it was in his breakout season last year. As good as he was last year, the strikeout rate was still below major league average. It was mostly about the weak contact, the ground balls. But he's added velocity to everything moving a little bit more. They think a sneaky Cy Young candidate.
Certainly on the right team to do so, right? He's going to get some support offensively. It's a good team. Everything's going to be meaningful. Can kind of fly under the radar behind Zach Wheeler, who you could argue is probably been the best starter the last few years collectively.
Pretty good piece to his resume right there. He strikes out Ohtani for a 3rd time.
3rd time, and all 3 times swinging. And he's been inside. He's first two times he went lefty on lefty changeup. That one he just. Team heads to Tokyo to open the 2025 season. Blake Snell, Tanner Scott, and Anthony Bonda get a taste of Japanese lifestyle, and Clayton Kershaw gets a lesson in sumo wrestling. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday after the postgame show. A little of the same.
Shohei happy to have Sanchez out of the game. Struck out all 3 times against him. And in this series, 1 for 10, 5 Ks. 3 home runs on the season for Ohtani. On this 1-0 pitch, swings and misses. Had one to hit right there. The 1-1. Checks his swing, laid off, and he's ahead 2-1. Always a big swing pitch right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Those check swings shifts the count in the hitter's favor right here. It was borderline.
Wow.
On this 2-1, Ohtani watches it take off. Ball 3. Trailed this game 6-2. All 6 runs for the Phillies, if you happen to just be tuning in, came in the 3rd inning. Table was set with 4 walks and then a grand slam from Nick Castellanos. The 3-1 fouls it off and the count is full. The payoff. Ball 4. Tying run aboard and nobody out. Well, this roller coaster of a game comes down to the 9th inning, and Jose Alvarado, who 2 years ago was one of the best relievers in baseball, had a 1.74 ERA. That ballooned above 4 last year. On to face Ohtani in the top of the Dodger lineup. Ohtani pops the first pitch out of play. Alvarado, few scoreless outings to open his season, but then in his last game gave up a run against Colorado on 3 hits and a walk. So he is gettable. Although when he's right, good luck. He has struck out 10 of the 18 hitters that he's faced this year. Is 0-1 to Ohtani. Grounded softly at first base. Harper to get Ohtani. So Shohei 0 for 4 today in the